This is the irrational season when love blooms bright and wild. Had Mary been filled with reason, there'd been no room for the child.
You can prepare, but still, it will come to you by surprise. Crossing through your doorway, calling your name in greeting. It will astonish you. Oh, kids are gorgeous. How wide your heart will open as welcome. For the joy finds you so ready and still, so unprepared.
name is Owen Schumann. My pronouns are she, her. I am delighted to be here this morning. I mean, who isn't, right? I love this community and this service. Like many here, I volunteer here in a few ways. Sometimes I help with the little ones. I help to keep the church interior welcoming. And I serve on Leadership Development Committee, which frankly is not as much fun as helping with the little ones. We are a community seeking to deepen spiritually, to take care of one another, and to be a blessing to the world. Unitarian Universalism is a faith for all. So bring all of who you are, your beliefs, your identities, abilities, challenges, and gifts. Bring all of what you've been and all of what you've done. There is room for all of it here. Our congregation includes a wide diversity of beliefs. I invite you to freely translate the language you hear today. If you're visiting for the first time, whether in person or online, we are so glad that you found us. If you'd like more information, please email us at welcome@uugroton.org. So in case you haven't noticed or don't know, today is the paper bag pageant. It's for all ages, and we are so not concerned about noise today, because noise is an essential part of the service. Special thanks to Bob Fleischer for filming today. We are so glad and grateful to have that beautiful flute quartet back with us this year. It's Paul Funch, Claire Danello, Marjorie Goldstein, Michael Jacobs. Thank you and welcome. The flowers today are given by Carol Swift in honor of her mother and all who shape the minds and hearts of children by their example and hard work.
Thank you everybody, because we raised $800 for hats, gloves, and socks for the Fitchburg Homeless Center.
Yay. So the workshop kids did work very hard, and Emily McCrae, who comes to this church sometimes, on her own helps the homeless in Fitchburg, and so she worked with the kids. Donnie Funchen works with the kids to collect socks and hats and hand warmers for people who live on the streets in Fitchburg. And Michael did a great job thanking folks. Okay, what do I do next?
We've learned.
We've learned?
We've learned.
Okay, I'm going to turn the page. Hold on. We've learned in the pandemic, sanctuary is not this room or any place at all. Sanctuary is what we create together. Please come and rest a while. You are so welcome here. So now, we'll take a second to stand and greet each other, and don't forget the folks at home that will come by and wave to the camera. So stand and greet each other.
Hi everybody! Hello, hello, hello!
Hi, everyone.
Good morning everyone.
Am I on your way back there when you're filming?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
I saw you pointing right behind me, so I just want to get out of your line of sight.
No problem.
Okay.
Do you hear what I hear?
morning. My name is Lee Kinby. My pronouns are they, them, their. I'm the intern minister here. We're skipping 3 bells this morning because we don't want you to settle in and relax. We want you on the edges of your seats so you don't miss any of this beauty.
Hello, I'm Gina Perini Benedict, and I use she, her pronouns. If you are with us remotely, I invite you to get a candle or chalice and light it as we light our common chalice in the meeting house. The idea of the flaming chalice grew from the Unitarian Service Committee's brave and dangerous work during the Second World War, helping to smuggle Jews and other persecuted people out of Europe. It is a symbol of trust and courage and resistance of oppression. The words of the chalice lighting are called "First Comes the Waiting" by Reverend Erica Hewitt. This is a season of endings and beginnings, when the small signs of dawn pierce through the night and something new is born. But first comes the waiting. First come the lessons of endings and beginnings. The presence of life, the sheltering spirit of love grieves with those sweeping up the debris of loss. Waits with those who restlessly reach out for change, and grants us courage in the night to guard each other's dreams for this holy, wondrous universe. Grant us, O universe unfolding in mystery, a sense of your timing. May we loosen our grip on that which doesn't serve us, leaving behind that which we have outworn and outgrown. Teach us the lessons of beginnings. Remind us that such waitings and endings may be a starting place, a planting of seeds which bring to birth what is ready to be born, something right and just and different, a new song, a deeper relationship, a fuller love, in the fullness of time. We light the chalice for that new song, waiting to be born. In addition, today and every Sunday, we light a peace candle to remind us that there is violence in many places around the globe. We light the peace candle to rededicate ourselves to peace in our own lives, families, and communities. We will invite a couple of kids and youth to come up. Gianna, in particular, I think is our special youth, to come up and light the chalice and the peace candle.
Jana, are you here?
She is, with her angel wings.
Looking amazing.
Thank you, John. Please join in singing Carolyn McDade's song, Spirit of Life, first in Spanish, translated by Reverend Lilia Cuervo and Irvin Barrios, and then in English.
Thank
So tonight at sundown, the first night of Hanukkah will begin. The Hanukkah story is about a small band of fiercely determined rebels overcoming impossible odds, and also about a light that keeps burning, a flame that won't die. It is a story about people making their own hope, becoming their own hope, and creating a way forward even when there seems there is no way. So Steve Lehman will light the first candle in the menorah and say the blessings, and you are of course welcome to sing along if you know them.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshonu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'chadlikneh she'echanuka. Blessed is life, the source of all creation, who makes us holy and urges us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim avoteinu, bayamim hahem, b'hazman hazeh. Blessed is hope, source of all creation, who performed wondrous deeds for our ancestors long ago in these winter days. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechionu, v'kiyamonu, v'higionu, b'zman hazeh. Blessed is hope, source of all creation, who has sustained us and brought us again to this season of wonder, sweetness, and joy.
Don't forget the lights are lighted up. And finally, today we light all 4 candles on the Advent wreath. The first is for hope, the second is for love, the third is for joy, and today's candle is for peace. May each of us remember our own ability to bring hope, love, joy, and peace into this world. Santiago, would you come light the Advent wreath for us? And as Santiago lights it, we'll remain seated and sing together, O come, Emmanuel. Do you want to take a light from the chalice? Yeah, there's a white candle in there, perfect. We get to sing the whole song today, but someone forgot to add the 4th verse to the order of service. That would be me. So it is number 225 in the silver hymnal. 225 in the silver hymnal. Just be year, we retell the story of the birth of Jesus. This morning, I invite you to hear this ancient and familiar story again. The story of a baby born in a stable, the story of shepherds and wise people and angels and shining stars. Many of you will take part in the telling of this story, and you will help us to experience this old story in a new way, because it is always new, as if it were happening for the first time right here and now. Gina and Lee and I will narrate this story, and we're going to give you directions and tell you when it is your turn to come up front, and Amy's going to help in the back, and Owen is going to help make sure that nobody gets stepped on in the manger. Don't worry about doing things right or making mistakes, because I promise you there are not any mistakes today. That's the most important part of the directions. There aren't any mistakes. There's only us, telling the story of the birth of a little baby named Jesus, who was born in an unexpected place and grew up to have a hard and important life, and whose teachings were all about love, inclusive, accepting, challenging love. And those teachings about love are so powerful that we are still teaching them today. There's only us bringing the story of that baby's birth joyfully and messily and chaotically to life, and messy and chaotic, and hopefully with a lot of joy, is how new life usually comes into this world. So that's just how it should be this morning too. So, if Mary and Joseph and their little donkey and their beloved polar bear will go to the back of the sanctuary now, and a certain Roman emperor will come to the high pulpit, the story will begin.
You may be seated. Quandong in local Kubokatar sorry. A long time ago, in a place called Palestine, the Roman Empire ruled the land, and everyone had to do what the emperor, that's me, told them to do, whether they liked it or not, even if that meant people had to travel a long way in order to get counted, so that they will have to give money to meet them. And that is exactly what happened to them. In those days, a decree went out from the Emperor Augustus. That's me. And here's what it said. All the world is to be counted in a census, so I will know how many people owe money to me. And once I know how many people there are, I will make them pay taxes to me. And just to be perfectly clear, I am the emperor. So all those taxes will go to me.
So all the people had to go to the city or a town where they had been born to register. For some people, that meant a long journey. Joseph, a carpenter, and Mary, the woman to whom he was engaged to be married, lived in the town of Nazareth, and they had to go to the town of Bethlehem, which was about 70 miles, which was a very long walk. Mary and Joseph and Mary's little donkey and polar bear, will you begin your long, slow journey from Nazareth up the center aisle now? Mary was pregnant and she was going to have her baby very soon, and she was very tired and very uncomfortable. Walking was hard, and riding on the donkey hurt her back. But there was nothing that could be done about it. They had to go. So they traveled slowly, sometimes even walking into the dark nights, which were lit only by bright stars. We need some bright stars now, so any stars out there, will the stars please come forward and stand on the high pulpit over here so you can shine on the rest of the story. If any stars would like to sit, we also have some star stools here as well. Sean, could you play some starry music while the stars get into place?
Yeah, all the way up. Yeah, all the stars can go up to the highest.
We need more stars.
Stars. Very nice.
When Mary and Joseph finally arrived, they went to the inn in Bethlehem. Innkeeper, would you come forward to answer your door? The innkeeper answered the door, gave Mary and Joseph and their little donkey some bad news.
Sorry, but between the census and Hanukkah, my guest rooms are all full. There is no room here for you. But just to set the record straight, I am not really an innkeeper. Not really. I am a distant relative of Joseph's. It's like this. Joseph was born in Bethlehem, and he still has family here. And even if we are really, really, really distant cousins, like fourth cousins, twice removed, there is no way I would let Joseph and Mary go to an inn to stay with strangers. I'm not sure we even have inns. But the problem is the rooms in my house set aside for guests are full. They're overfull. They're packed full.
Sigh. And no Holiday Inn to be found. The guest rooms were all full. That was a double pun, y'all. All right. Score. The guest rooms were all full because so many people had returned to Bethlehem for the census because we had to get counted and give our money to, him. But Joseph's fourth cousin, twice removed, saw how tired Mary and Joseph were and how very pregnant Mary was. Whew, that polar bear. And knew how there had to be room for them somewhere. The custom of providing welcome at this time and this place was very strong. So the innkeeper told them they could stay in the stable. But the stable wasn't a building out back like you might picture, separate from everything else. In those days, at that time, people had a small room attached to the main part of their house, and that was for the animals. So it would have been pretty crowded in the stable, pretty full of animals because it was a stable. But the family, Joseph's fourth cousin, 4 times removed or whatever it is, would have been nearby as well, and Mary and Joseph would not have been all alone. Certainly not all alone while Mary went through her labor and childbirth. Anyway, the innkeeper, also known as Joseph's fourth cousin, twice removed, said,
Come on in. You can stay in the stable. It isn't much, and my animals are all in there because, well, it's a stable, but it's warm and a place to rest. And I will bring you some food and some water for washing and some blankets. Really, it's pretty comfortable. It's not bad at all. Come on in, I'll show you.
All right, so innkeeper's going to lead Mary and Joseph and the donkey who has already arrived to here to the stable. Excellent.
Now, as the innkeeper had said, the stable was just a very small room kind of stuck on to the rest of the house, and it had animals in it. The innkeeper had a donkey there, along with the wandering donkey that Mary and Joseph brought with them. There was also a cow and a flock of chickens and a beautiful barn cat and some quiet mice living in the corners. And there was also a pair of flying squirrels, I believe, who might wish to fly, and another donkey. There's the donkey we've been waiting for. What else do we have? I think we had a cow superhero and a bat. We have a zebra. Come up. Come up, come all the way up into the stable. We have a pair of Dalmatians. Come on up and find a spot. You can crawl or slither or hop or fly. Oh, there's a rainbow unicorn skeleton in the stable. He's just made an appearance. He may come back, I don't know. We'll see. Is there anybody? Oh boy, is there anybody else I missed who's in the stable this year? Okay. And if you didn't choose a costume but you still want to come up here, or if you're a very quiet small animal, maybe one of your grown-ups will come up too. So the animals welcomed Mary and Joseph, and they were even kind enough to give up their hay-filled manger or trough so the baby could have a bed. And as soon as Mary and Joseph got settled in, it became clear that it was time for the baby to be born. So while the baby is being born, let's stand as we are able and sing together, "Go Tell It on the Mountain." The words are in your insert in the order of service.
Thus, Mary gave birth to a very beautiful baby who's already walking. As you can see, in a simple stable, surrounded by animals, Joseph and Mary wrapped their baby up warmly, and they named the baby Jesus. Because Joseph had already had a dream that the baby's name should be Jesus. The animals welcomed the baby by making all their animal noises, chirping, mooing, buying, barking, braying, but gently so they wouldn't scare them. What a Now in that region there were shepherds living in the fields, keeping watch over their flocks by night. They were high up in the hills, keeping their sheep safe on a dark and quiet night. So now we need the shepherds and the sheep who are out there. All the shepherds and the sheep, please go back to the back of the aisle. Bring your crooks, shepherds. And when you're ready, our border collie named Lena will lead you halfway down the aisle to your hills.
Gabriel comes and stands before us. The angels stood before them, and a great light shone all around them. And the shepherds were sore afraid, which means terrified. But the angel, who was a very cool and important angel, said to them,
"Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be for all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a deliverer, a Messiah. And this shall be a sign to you. You shall find the baby wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger." In other words, there's nothing to be afraid of. I have amazing, incredible good news, and it is for everyone. Today, in Bethlehem, a baby was born, and this baby is going to grow up to make things better, especially for people who don't have riches or power. The ones that everyone just walks by without really seeing. Well, this baby will see them. Don't bother looking in fancy places, though. You'll find the baby in a little shed, all wrapped up, surrounded by animals and sleeping in the hay in the feeding trough, which looks pretty comfortable in my angelic opinion.
And suddenly there was, with the angel Gabriel, a whole choir of angels. I see many angels. Will the angels fly over and join Gabriel?
Over here
On the risers. We have angels gathering on the risers. All you people with halos, you all qualify if you want to come. This is your one day in 365 to be angelic, so let's go for it. Angelic music from Sean fills the air, and our angels flock. Oh, we have some flocking happening. Oh, there is flocking. Donkeys may join the angels, of course. Wow. So the shepherds said to one another, wow, let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has taken place. So the shepherds went quickly to Bethlehem after that, bringing along their sheep. And the angels gathered in the sky around the stable to help light the way. So while all the angels and the shepherds and the sheep and the border collies come to Bethlehem, let's stand as you're able and willing and join in singing What But Angels We Have Heard on High. The angels, you can stay where you are. Words are in your insert of your order of service, or just make them up.
just as the angel Gabriel had told them. And they were so amazed. And they told everyone what the angel had said to them about the newborn baby. And everyone who heard the story was also amazed. But Mary just remembered all these things and kept them in her heart, though mostly she loved her baby. And the sheep gently bawed for the baby because they were so happy. Do we have any sheep who can baw? We have sheep baws. Well, we'll help the sheep baw. No crooking in the manger. Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem, 3 or more, I'm not sure how many wise persons. Could I have the wise persons come to the back of the aisle and then we know how many we have? Let's see. Oh, good. We have okay, I see. 1, 2, Amy, maybe you can help me count them up. You got more. I think 7. How many is that? 7, 8?
1, 2, 3, 4.
So, 6 plus wise persons who were kings and queens from the Far East came to Jerusalem traveling on camels. Will the wise persons and their camels, we have some camels as well, go to the back to the sanctuary, and don't forget to bring your gifts. What happened was when the wise persons had learned about a prophecy, a prediction that a Messiah, the long-awaited king of the Jewish people, would be born in Bethlehem. So the wise persons set out with their camels on a long journey to Bethlehem, bearing special gifts, special and beautiful gifts for the baby, because they wanted to honor the baby. When the wise persons finally found the baby in the stable, they were overwhelmed with joy, and they opened their bags and brought out their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So let's stand and join in singing "We Six Kings," while the wise persons and camels make their way to Bethlehem and give their gifts to the baby. The words are an insert in your order of service. So remain standing for a moment as you are able, because we have gathered everyone who is a part of the story of the birth of Jesus. So pause for a moment and look around. Look at the angels and the shining stars and the shepherds and the sheep and the wise persons and the Dalmatians and the crocodile, king and the flying squirrels and the polar bears and the skeleton rainbow and Jesus, who is already walking. It is a miracle. Look at the parents. Look at each other. This is a story about hope and new life. It's a story about birth and wonder and mystery. It is a story about love, getting born into this world, and how love changes everything. And it is all still here, friends. It is all still right. So, our closing hymn is "On This Day Everywhere." So maybe if we have a kind of long introduction, everyone can make their way back oh so carefully, starting with the wise people and the angels while we sing. We ask that you put your costume back in the paper bag and just leave it in your pew. So let's remain standing as able and sing together "On This Day Everywhere."